right? All right, just so everybody's aware, we're actually going to be live streaming this. So watch your language.
Live stream public on the web. Can the public comment or put in?
Would they do that anyway?
No, they can just watch it. They can comment on YouTube.
Ah, okay.
We're live streaming on YouTube.
Hi, Crystal.
All right, since everyone who's here is here and everyone who's not here is on Zoom, I guess we'll get started with the call to order and pledge of allegiance. If you don't have a flag at home, just, you know. I pledge
Can't hear anything.
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So it's up to us to approve the minutes from last time. Do I have a motion?
Move the inclusion.
Okay,
I second.
all in favor? Aye.
Bonnie, your hand up.
Aye.
Bonnie, hear us?
Yep.
Okay, Jack, can you say aye? Okay, thank you, Jack. And it is unanimous. Treasurer's report. Can you give that, Jack? Okay. Jack has raised his
I
hand.
can't hear anything.
Yeah. Okay,
Is Jack
it's,
connected?
that's what we're trying to figure out. He sent a message. It looks like you said it to CDC.
Ah,
Make sure you send it to- I guess it's gonna come back.
right here.
Okay,
And you can do that. Have to type it again?
yeah. Okay, so once we figure out that. Thank you.
This is going.
Okay, so
If you have something on in the background, could you please mute it? It's coming through here.
Our television set on. All we can hear is.
We're hearing a TV or something.
You can try muting.
Oh,
Jack just said one mic. Oh, no.
okay. Well, I guess I'll deliver the treasurer's report. treasurer's report is consistent with where we are in the year. Notice that insurance is fully paid, which good. And that we've received the library tax. If you missed it last time at the executive committee meeting, we got a copy. We're like, wow, this is more than my house. All my assets over. So that was fun. And does anyone have any questions about the treasurer's report? Oh. Okay, we're gonna do the unpaid bills separately.
Okay.
Does anyone have questions about the treasurer's report?
I move that we accept it as written.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, you guys can do that for a second.
Let Penny get it. She raised her hand.
Okay, Penny gets it. Okay, all in favor, say aye or raise your hand or type.
Aye.
Okay,
I don't think Bonnie is hearing us at all. Is she, Bonnie? She's had a puzzled look since she got on there. She did say. She's, Bonnie?
Go ahead and
I don't know if she can hear us at all.
type a message to her to see if she can hear us.
okay. And double check with Jack to see whether or not he approves.
I could hear Bonnie, but Bonnie was saying she couldn't hear. I don't know why I can hear her, but she can't hear you.
Oh,
Right.
so Bonnie can't hear anything. Let's go.
It's probably a setting on Bonnie's end.
That's. She was talking before.
I can't hear anything.
Oh,
Now we
she
can hear
can't
you.
hear.
We can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Bonnie? No.
John? What could it be?
Crystal, did Crystal talk to her and she can hear her?
I can hear her. I don't think she can hear me.
Okay, ask her if she's checked the speakers on her computer. Make sure they're
Bonnie,
plugged.
can you hear me?
So if you, Ron, if you wanted to type to Bonnie to check the speakers on her computer and see if that will help.
Bonnie could hear us before.
Oh, she.
No, I was talking to her earlier.
Yeah, we were talking to her early.
Worst comes to worst,
It's under the.
back out.
Watch it on.
It just comes and goes,
Okay.
mostly static.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? No.
Did we get her the link to watch it on YouTube?
Yeah. I'll send
Just
it.
send her a link.
Can you do it? Alrighty.
Looks like Kevin liked the YouTube link as well.
Yeah, but he can hear us at least.
Right. Great. If you could type to Bonnie that if she checks out the YouTube link and if the sound is working on that, it might be a problem in the room, otherwise it might.
Yeah.
First we'll have to like talk while she checks out the YouTube.
Here on YouTube, most people find.
I knew what you meant.
Well, we could definitely
Messages.
tell she was checking messages because her eyes went to the side of the screen.
You're a wise guy, Carl.
I like that, Carl. I think we're about to crash into the movie if that's the
Yeah.
case.
Oh, Myra, we have a problem.
That doesn't look like a bonnet.
The raise your hand icon. There's a raise your hand icon?
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done a run through at
We
lunchtime.
did. We did.
Oh, well, I already used Zoom, so I guess I didn't come.
Oh, no. We did it with staff, so we knew.
Oh, okay. No, I mean with the board. Maybe we should have logged in earlier and tried it out.
Well, this is our run through for next month
Gotcha. Okay.
and the executive committee meeting. Okay.
Okay, well, everyone who can hear us, we're gonna vote to approve the budget report. So if you can hear us, please either raise your hand or type raise your hand into the chat. Thank you.
For the finance.
For the finance report.
Yeah,
All in
finance
favor, raise your hand or type raise my hand.
I think we have.
Okay,
enough. That's it.
we've got enough for the vote. We'll just,
We're good.
okay. Now onto the budget. Or onto the
Unpaid bills.
unpaid bills. So you were saying that there's new unpaid
March
bills
19th.
for the night, for March 19th. What is the new total?
It's decreased because there was a lot of programming. So now it's $55,615.27.
55, say it again.
55,615.27.
Okay. Do we know if any of those programs are going to be rescheduled or if it's all, is it all? just-
Well, I know at least some of them are. The fellows had one planned for the Tinker Lab, a sewing class. I know they've got that rescheduled. I assume some of the other ones will be, but as, we'll pay them as we get closer. I mean, I figured that was better than.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Can I get a motion?
I move.
Okay,
I second it.
all in favor?
I.
Okay, that's passed then. On to, was there anything else we need to vote on for this meeting? There was no personnel action,
No.
correct?
Agenda.
There were none.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were
in that case,
saying yes.
We'll move on to correspondence and the various reports.
I have zero correspondence except a lot of people thanking us for putting stuff on our Facebook page and having links on the website. So that was pretty good.
Okay.
Any complaints from anybody?
Not from patrons.
Alrighty, so president's report, well, we're all aware of what is currently going on. Ron's gonna tell us a little bit more about what the library is doing with regards to what is currently going on. And hopefully we can sort out Zoom so that our next meeting with the executive committee, which will be during the quarantine time, we can hold that. And I guess we'll see for the executive committee, and I guess we'll see with regards to other commitment to the next full board meeting, depending on whether or not we're still under quarantine then. It's really going to depend on the situation. But hopefully we can figure out Zoom enough to actually have an executive committee meeting on Zoom. Okay. Director's report, please.
A couple days ago, we were directed to slash staff by 50%. So what I did was I took the part-timers and having them working at home. There's been another requirement from the governor to slash another 25%. Today, I believe. So what we've done is we made up teams, and there will be 4 staff members, and then our maintenance guy, Holly, and I, who will be in Monday through Friday. And the team alternates every day, so that we didn't have, I didn't want to lock somebody into coming in every day when other people didn't have to. So we worked at this with the supervisors, and this seemed to be very amenable. When I told the full-timers who were here, they seemed very relieved that they could work at home. So one of the things I did was give them a list of courses they can take on Universal Class off our website. They'll have to do the course, they'll have to take quizzes. When they're done, they'll get a completion certificate. I've also sent out the link for the homelessness training. There was a glitch with somebody trying to open it, so I believe I've corrected it. But if you get a chance, please try to open it and make sure you can get into the actual training.
Oh, you all should have received that one. I know I did.
Yes.
Let me know. Is there anything else?
Oh, not to that. I think we're good on that.
Aside from the trainings themselves, what can the part-time staff do at home? I mean,
Honestly, they can do trainings. And I'm not suggesting that they can do 20 hours a week of trainings. I mean, I understand that it may be difficult for people. When I've spoken to other directors, we're all trying to be understanding and work with the staff. I mean, the number one priority for me was to ensure that they got paid. And I think it's a more morale thing. I think it's the right thing to do. So that was my number one criteria to meet. And again, if they're doing some training at home, yes, they are at least working. So legally, we can pay them. The full-timers, for example, librarians could order books. Clerks, if they're doing programs, they could work on their programs from home. So there's enough variety for them to do.
yeah, it was a curiosity question. I mean, I realize that the full-time staff and the higher levels have reports to do and so forth and so on, but not everybody who works here, has that kind of job.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you cannot shelve books in the building when you're at home. And that's a primary function, or work the circ desk when we're not even open. And those are primary essential functions for the part-timers. So, yeah, go ahead.
I think the mic is getting.
Okay.
It's not working.
Yeah, really. Next thing I wanted to let you know, the audit has been postponed. They were supposed to be here next week. What they're going to try to do is get a hold of Holly. She can scan stuff and send it to them. I'm going to tell you point blank, I wouldn't expect it to be done until September, October. We have a November 15th deadline to get it done. So that as it stands as of like 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Who sets that deadline?
It's the federal government. The deadlines for the 990. Yeah, they'll let it
They can
slide.
postpone it.
Well, we'll have it done. Well, I'm not worried about it. We did a committee that did the pandemic plan. I'm not sure what we're calling it now. But I had staff input. I had several supervisors and some other staff in there. They came up with a plan for what we're going to do in the future. We're still working on it, but once it's done, I'll send it out, and I hopefully you'll appreciate. They did a good job, and that was spearheaded by Amanda Farley, the children's librarian.
So will that plan include policy directives? Because we had talked about formulating a concrete policy should this happen
Yes. What we yeah. Hey, you never know.
I'm
One
sorry,
of the
Ron.
things-
I'm sorry. Can you repeat Rachel's question?
Oh, I was saying, I was asking if the pandemic committee is also working on creating a policy should this happen in the future? Because we think we probably should have one just to cover our bases for next time, because there's gonna be a next time.
There's going to be a next time. Okay, thank you.
What we did with the school board last night was we passed a resolution, and that enables the staff to get paid. It's perfectly legal. And they did it retroactively because they started it a week earlier. And I was told that we could do it retroactively with the school board. I'm asking for a copy of the language so I can send it to you guys. We'll take a look at it, maybe do something next month. Okay?
Can we get Kim on that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Who is the attorney for the school board now?
Some guy out of Rochester. Yeah. It would have been handy if he was here, yeah. Last thing that I have is I did get a quote for Steele's parking lot. It's $116,000. We have money in reserve projects for Steele, so it's not an issue. We actually have,
That was an estimate, right?
it's an estimate. But we've got a fund set aside for the parking lot for $150,000. I'm making the assumption that the cost will go up, and then obviously adding the cost of the project manager. So I think 150 will cover it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I forget who asked last time about the drain that used to be there and isn't there any longer. Can we make sure that that drain is put back in? I assume that's an extra expense and that's probably why they took it out.
That's right. It was in the back
Who
of the
asked
building.
about that last time?
Yeah, I can't remember, but.
It was you.
Yeah,
Where was the drain? I'm blanking.
back,
Right? The back of the building and then the black top going down to the road.
the pavement, yeah.
Yeah. And right at the start of where the road gets flat rather than at an angle.
Uh-huh.
Right there was a full drain right across the whole thing.
I
Okay,
assume they took it out to save money, but I assume if it had proper drainage, it would last longer.
You
Yeah.
think?
you would think.
I did ask my husband, who used to do blacktop, and he said, yes, that would be right.
Okay,
So there was a great,
It was a
Does
narrow.
everyone have microphones? Because I can hear some of you better than others.
We don't, we're just talking really loudly. Or
Okay.
not, the case may be.
did you hear part of the parking lot paving? No, I didn't hear you.
Ron,
yeah,
before we accept that quote for the parking lot, I want to put together a drawing or something. I've been meaning to do it before this meeting just because it's so ambiguous what they sent us. It was just a cost. I'd like to say it's this many square feet at this price, and these are the exact amount of handicap spots we want.
Right,
So
but the thing was, Carl, all I wanted to get was an idea of the cost.
Yep.
That's all. So I know it's gonna go up, and I know we'll get a more detailed when we send it out to bid. And I'd like to recommend that we use Bob Butcher as the project manager. He did the parking lot at Horseheads, Big Flats, and West Elmira back in, I think it was 2013, 2014. So, okay.
Yep.
Do you know who put the original rate in and why, and who didn't put it in?
No, because it hasn't been resurfaced since I've been here.
No, we complained about the fact they were taking it out when they, and what happened is just what we were worried about, is that water pool there.
Well, what probably is gonna happen, they'll mill down about 1.5 inches. They might come across it. I don't know, but we can mention it when they,
If Carl is going to, can you hear me, Carl? Yeah, if you're going to make up a requirements, can you put that in there also?
Yeah, and I don't, I'm a little confused about where you're talking about also, so we'll have to figure out exactly what you're talking about in the parking lot.
I'll be very willing to come down and show you anytime you wanted me to come. I'm 5 minutes away. So.
Okay, we'll plan it.
All right.
okay. I have one more thing.
Okay.
I received a message from Brian Hildreth from Southern Tier Library System. They are asking us to release $8,000 to $9,000 from our central library development aid to purchase downloadable materials so that we can help support the folks, the patrons, by having more materials available. The only way I can think to do this, right now anyway, is to purchase some of the equipment that was approved in the budget using technology reserve funds. And that will allow us to work with them, get the funding available. He needs to know by tomorrow, so this is kind of a rush, okay?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay, and we have at least 75,000 in the technology reserve, so we're good. Yeah,
I was gonna say, is there anything in the endowment money, the memory escapes me, what's the name, the Steel Memorial Library Foundation? Is there anything in there that we should be spending that was donated for a specific?
Tony was talking about that, but they
Yeah.
never got back at the last meeting and talked about it. I know they were looking into, thank you for bringing it up. One of the things they talked about is that he believes they're not giving us enough money every year. So they're also checking into that.
Yeah, Nancy Kirby was the one who had brought it up a couple of meetings
Yeah.
ago. I wasn't at the last, but a couple of meetings ago, she had brought it up that if people are donating money to be used for something, then we should be using it. So
Yeah. And
I think the next meeting is the end of April.
well, assuming they have it.
If there's a next meeting, it's the end
But,
of April.
and that's a question we can ask at the next meeting. Again, because of the time constraint, I wasn't even worried about it.
So do we need to vote on approving the redistribution of funds?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Before we do, can I ask one question? The big problem with the ebooks were that our supplier didn't have everything we wanted back 5 years ago. Has that changed?
Well, Macmillan just lifted their embargo on the libraries, which will help a little bit. Yeah, they just did that. So that should help a little bit. As far as the selection criteria, I really can't answer your question. That would be something perhaps to ask Connie or Caroline. They would be able to tell you for sure. And just so you're aware, the Directors Advisory Council of Southern Tier Library System wants us to take the money from Central Library Development that we use for salaries and take that money out of our budget and put it in to downloadable materials. So this is an issue we're going to have to address. I've thought it's been a long time coming. I'm surprised they haven't tried it before. But as I explained when they brought it up, we just cannot do it in one fell swoop. I said it needs to be phased in over several years. The response was, well, just go for another big increase in your budget. And I was like, no, we can't do that. It's nice that you think it. So I'm working with Brian and hopefully we'll get it figured out.
So to vote on this, the motion is to transfer the 9,000
9,000
from
equipment purchases.
9,000 equipment purchases so that we can substitute for the central booking,
Central Library Development.
central library development. Okay, can I get the motion to approve?
I move.
Okay, anyone else? Kevin's got a thumb up, so is he seconding?
Sure.
So Kevin is seconding. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, I take it Bonnie can hear us now.
She's just following everybody else.
Oh, where is she? Oh, she's on the phone, okay. That's the trick, okay. All right, so on to, are you done with your reports then?
Yes.
Okay, on to executive committee reports. It happened. It happened live. So we paid the unpaid bills. Ron gave a series of reports that are summarized in the meeting minutes. We approved the annual report because that needed to be sent out to the state. And that was pretty much the excitement for the day. Are there any questions or comments about the minutes?
Have we, I don't know whether it's still a question, have we satisfied the public employee safety and health?
We have to wait until we get the actual written report. And that was supposed to take at least 6 weeks from what they told me.
And it's
So-
probably going to be delayed because of the plague.
That's what I'm figuring. But again, we can't really do anything until we have it in writing.
But you accomplished as much as you can do.
Right, we posted the notices, for example, we got him the information he requested on workers' comp and injuries,
Okay.
so. What's next?
Okay, next is budget and finance. I was not there. Jack, is your microphone working?
Jack?
If Jack's microphone is not working, can someone who was actually at the meeting do the report on that?
Well, we have the written
Okay.
report here, and
Jessica was there.
Jessica was there, yeah, and I was there.
Yeah.
I think the written report says everything.
I agree.
He signed a lot of checks, and we were able to pay the early bills.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that?
Well, Ron mentioned about the 2021 budget, and he's a bit worried about that just because of some of that funds that the central library aid should be going to the ebooks.
And I do want to state again, though, it's perfectly allowable under Central Library Development Aid to use it for staff purposes. Perfectly legal.
Okay.
So,
So why is it that they think we should use it for something else?
well, that's the direction the committee wants to go.
The council,
The Directors Advisory Council. Yeah, in the past, I mean, this happened well before my time. There wasn't as good a relationship, and Phyllis can probably fill you in on the previous administration's relationship with Southern Tier Library System. But we're trying to work with them a lot better. And again, I saw this coming. It's not a huge surprise.
Building,
May I ask, what are we doing about the committee meetings that are listed here?
that is an excellent question. So executive committee is next. We're gonna try zooming that. Hopefully this trial run has taught us a few things about how to do and how not to do. Anyone who does not have access to Zoom or a laptop or reliable internet access at home can either join in by phone, the way that Bonnie is doing, or you can do it by coming here and using one of the library computers so that we can minimize actual physical contact with each other. And then budget and finance, will the library be open by then?
What did you say?
I'm trying to think if the library will be open by then. So that will be after the April 13th deadline, right?
No, it's April 8th.
April 8th.
Oh, okay. In that case, that will also be another Zoom meeting.
And don't forget, projections are that it can go a lot longer than what
Right.
it currently is.
So basically, we're gonna move all of the meetings that we possibly can to Zoom or to one or two people here at the library and everybody else on Zoom. Any other questions about that or about the meeting minutes? Okay, Carl, do you want to take it over for the Buildings and Grounds Committee?
Sure. By the way, when I'm talking, I can't hear anyone else's mics at all. So budget and finance, I think we've got the sign. We talked at or building and grounds, we talked at the last meeting at the executive committee about, didn't we talk about a change order, Ron?
I was writing a note, I'm sorry. Say that again?
Did we talk about a change order for the sign out front? Is
Right,
that
because,
something we need to?
yeah. It's about a $2,000 difference to get more pixels so that we can have more lines of text. So,
Is that something we need to vote on tonight? Or is that?
you can if you want.
But is it necessary that we vote?
Is it necessary? No, I wouldn't say so.
And I think Bob Butcher got some input for the break room.
Okay.
Bob came in like 2 weeks ago. He met with me and two staff members. We went through the layout that he had for the staff room. He took their corrections. He's got a new blueprint. He's coming on Monday to meet with me. He's supposedly bringing some samples. So that project will be moving forward. One issue that has come up is the possibility of asbestos tiles in there. When we had the elevator taken care of, I asked the guy who did the flooring if he thought that it was asbestos. He said no. So I'm trying to be optimistic about it. But that will probably be a good $5,000 job to remove the asbestos.
Usually if the tiles are 8 inches, not a 12-inch wide tile, they use asbestos glue to put them down.
Are they 8 inch? You know?
I didn't measure them. I think they are. The other thing I had is we had the meeting for the boiler walkthrough for contractors who want to bid. The bids will be opened on March 30th. It will take several weeks to get the stuff manufactured. When I talked to Craig Davis from Labella, he said we could expect it to start being constructed September, no later than October, the job will be finished.
So that was pre-businesses having shut partially down because of Corona.
Well, no, this was while we were shut down,
Okay,
so.
so that is with the understanding that it'll be.
And we've been looking at the slowdown order from Governor Cuomo, and construction is considered an essential business that does not need to cut staff. I don't know if it's going to change tomorrow, but that's where it's at right now.
That's all I got.
Anything else to add, Carl?
Nope.
Okay. Next committee is personnel. Penny, we did not meet. Do you have anything to add?
I do. I apologize. I was gonna try to get these out to Ron before he put the board packets together, and I was amiss in doing that because I've been ill. My question is are we able to send these out via email to everybody on staff for the director evals? Or do we need to get them out in a paper copy once we are able to get back in front of everybody?
Well, we usually sent them out by email.
Yes.
I imagine the staff still has access to their email.
Yeah, they were told to check their email on a daily basis.
Okay, so that answers that question. Cool.
Did you want to meet with the committee to discuss committee things before sending out those evaluations, or?
I do. Is there a best time for you and for Jack? And who else is on it?
I mean, the issue is going to be meeting in person versus meeting not in person and figuring out how to do that. So.
Do we want to set up a conference call?
That would work for me.
Okay. So why don't I work on that, and I'll get details out to everybody.
Okay, sounds good.
And that is all I had.
Thank you. Phyllis, Election and Continuity Committee.
We did not meet because there was no business.
Okay. How about the Advocacy Committee?
Yes, Phyllis wrote up a nice report. Do you have it there, Phyllis? Okay. I do.
Oh, just go ahead.
I didn't have it. Okay, we met on 9th of March, I guess, here at the auditorium. And Ron joined us, Jack and Phyllis and I. Crystal and Kevin were unable to attend, so Phyllis wrote these nice minutes. But can you hear me? Can people hear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Did I send them to everyone on the committee, or I'm not sure.
You sent it to the.
I think just to the advocacy committee, didn't you? Or did you? That's what I have.
You were going to send it to me and you didn't.
Oh, okay. So let me just briefly say, Jack felt we should invite members of the public, not just board members, to join the committee, discuss possible interested people. I believe since then you have talked to Georgia. Is that right?
Yes,
And she has agreed to be on the committee,
and so was Lori Gardner.
and Lori Gardner. But we determined that in the future, we should have a public meeting. Now, this is coming at just the wrong time. So I'm not sure when we'll meet again. But we should be advertised and ask the public what they would like from the library. We discussed advocacy and person-to-person library marketing with committee members. And staff and public going to different meetings, government clubs, businesses, and using rack cards or brochures to give us some more publicity. Let's see. Ron told us that Michelle Barrett at West Del Mar would be the staff member to contact about the brochure. And I think Phyllis has reached out to her about rack cards. Is that correct?
Yeah, she actually reached out to me.
Okay.
Since I had, since whenever I mention somebody, I try to include them in the message.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, and Ron filled us in on what about the TV appearances on WENY and WETM and the Facebook presence. And it was decided at the next meeting of the board, we would ask all board members with Facebook accounts to like the library page on Facebook and perhaps to put it on their personal site, info about the library programs and resources. Of course, at the moment, I think we're not going to be able to do that, but that was about what we talked about, and we suggested that friends and acquaintances and meetings that you go to personally, other than our library meetings, ask if they have been to their library lately, and give them a clue as to what's happening at the library now. I think that was covered, didn't it? Did you hear what I said? Yes. Okay. I think that about covered our meeting, and we do have another one planned for Monday, April 6th at 6 p.m. And I'm not sure what we'll do about it.
Conference call?
We'll have to.
Well, really, most of the things, besides asking the board to, if you do belong to Facebook, put it on. Everything else was more face-to-face meetings. So why don't we put this on hold until we're back to normal, hopefully? Well, that's what I would suggest.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
I think that's probably the best case. At least wait a month and see.
Yeah, and we'll get back to it in a month. But for now, I just learned today that the genealogy department, their subscription to Ancestry, which we could only afford to use here at the library, people had to come in and use it, is going to be available from home.
Really? Oh,
So I suppose because of this crisis. And so if you could put that on, it was on the library's Facebook site. So if anybody wants to get the word out by phone or whoever you know that is doing genealogy, that's a big deal for genealogy. So if
great.
we can get the word out anyway by phone or putting it on your Facebook page, or that would be appreciated.
Okay. So are we saying we're not going to meet April 6th? We'll hold off.
Let's hold off.
Okay. Did you hear that? I think that's the best bet right now.
Jack had raised his hand. I don't know if he's still listening.
Don't know if he can hear us.
I think it was up there for so long it went away.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that we need to go into executive session, correct?
Nope.
Okay, old business.
This coronavirus is getting old, let me tell you.
Yeah. We did have a friends meeting at the beginning, well, we had a friends meeting, but since then, the whole readathon concept that was supposed to be May 2nd
Oh, boy.
is now postponed until fall, summertime. I mean, basically, this came from Lynn Misenko, who apparently had talked to Marge and Jim, and it's just not gonna happen in May.
No.
With this whole virus. So I don't imagine the Friends would normally have met again on April 6th, is that Monday? I don't imagine we'll be meeting, so nothing's happening.
Okay.
Any place.
Good/awful to know. Any additional old or new business or either? Okay, so are there any comments on the YouTube? Not yet? Okay, in that case.
6 viewers.
6 viewers, ooh, wow. Okay, we're popular. In that case, I guess we will vote to adjourn. Can I get a motion? Okay, one from Phyllis and a second from Crystal. All in favor? All right. Thank you for coming digitally. And I guess we'll see each other digitally for the executive committee meeting. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Stay healthy.
Good night.
Sharing the YouTube people.